The BBC, do you fear for the BBC's future, whether that's due to shows leaving to other channels like Bake Off, shows being axed like Top Gear, due to a lack of government funding? Is the BBC in 20, 30 years' time going to have the means or the prestige that it does now?
Well, I hope it does. I mean, I'm not an industry expert. I hope it remains the powerhouse it is, because there isn't anything else like it. There isn't anything else like it, and it would be an absolute tragedy to lose that. That doesn't mean the BBC isn't infuriating to deal with. It absolutely is. And as Mark always says, you love the BBC, you do not expect the BBC to love you back. And that's a wise and sensible thing to say. There is no other substitute for it. If it goes away, if that light goes out, we don't know how to turn it back on again. So that would be awful. I think Russell did the thing of, pick HBO, pick anything you like, compare their output to what the BBC does. If we lose that, we lose it forever. It doesn't ever come back. The improbable circumstances that led to it happening in the first place will not be recreated. So I hope it remains very, very much. It will always be under threat from the sitting government because they don't like being criticised. Who does, frankly? If you gave me command of all television critics in the world, I'd have them executed that end of the same day. So asking the government to be nice about the BBC is a bit difficult. But if we lost it, that would be a dire thing. I hope it will be fine.
But alongside the government being opposed to its criticism, do you think there are executive decisions which jeopardise its success?
Well, there can be. There, generally speaking, are people make mistakes. People take things in wrong directions. That does happen. I wouldn't class myself. I mean, Sue Virtue, my wife, would answer this question probably better than I can. I'm not at the sharp end of that kind of thing. I make my shows, and I'm hesitant to style myself an industry expert because I'm not. But I can tell you exactly which version of the Dalek appeared in which show. So I don't. Not everything that happens is right. There are mistakes, but in general, the BBC is an unequivocal good. It is an unequivocal good in the world. That doesn't mean everything it ever does is good. Doesn't mean it doesn't make mistakes, but it is an unequivocal good. And if we lose it, we never ever get it back.